Welcome back, everyone, to GSA. I am Electric, and here co-commenting this 16-star race between RockChalk and Gainai is Spooky Baz. Baz, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome, man. Really excited to call my first race, and especially with two awesome runners, man. How are you feeling about this one? What are you excited to see?
Man, I'm just excited to see what these guys have in store. Blue Esports made a really great decision with contracting RockChalk. He's just been an amazing player throughout all the races I've seen him in, especially I believe he did nonstop for a while, and that was just a super impressive category from him. But meanwhile, Gainai definitely going to be a strong competitor in this race. We see him practicing LBLJ, getting it pretty handily right now. So, one of the probably most important tricks, at least in the beginning of this run. Hopefully that Dark World bonk doesn't happen in the race, though. We'll just have to see how these guys go.
Absolutely. I think what's really impressive is that both of these guys, 16 star isn't even their main category. Both of these guys run 70 star, and they're just such impressive runners overall. They're very, very well rounded. Lobby BLJ, like you said, very difficult trick right at the beginning of the race. Hopefully we can both get it really fast here so that we can have a really close race.
Absolutely. And it looks like these guys are going to be off in just a second. Wishing each other good luck in the Discord chat. Good sports.
We like to see that.
And it's a me. Let's-a go.
All right. Yeah, both of these guys had a kind of a difficult time in their first matchups with Lobby BLJ in all three of their races. So hopefully these guys will be able to get it on their first or second try this time. I would expect both of them to still go for Lobby BLJ, even though they had a hard time.
Right. I mean, in a category like 16 star, it's definitely a pretty bold move if you're going to try to do bomb clip in place of LBLJ for whatever reason.
Absolutely. You can still miss Lobby BLJ once if it's like a quick mess up and still be ahead getting it than going for bomb clip. Bomb clip, you're basically waving a white flag and saying that you're going to get a 16 no matter what. And that's if you play very, very well.
And so we see both our guys now getting ready to start up their Lakitu skip. And it's good for both guys, neither of them opting to go ahead and bribe the big guy on the cloud. We see RockChalk opting for that higher saturation gameplay. You know, it's really up to personal preference what color these guys use. Gainai having a bit of trouble getting into that corner, not even able to start his BLJ.
Got a really funky angle too. RockChalk getting a really nice Lobby BLJ though. He's gonna be able to get right into Dark World. Gainai's got to hurry up though. That was a wonky camera angle he had a second ago.
Right, and I believe he actually had that during the pre-race practice. Pretty interesting. But we see RockChalk going ahead and making quick work of Dark World. Looks like he's going to be going for a Shig cycle. Oop, having a bit of trouble on this ramp here, losing a pretty big amount of speed, but I believe he's still on decent pace. Gainai having to go ahead and just
wanted to look outside of the castle.
Yeah, just go ahead and reset his bearings. You know, make sure that Lakitu wasn't trying to manipulate the RNG from outside, but getting it first try at least this time. So going to be nearly a full Dark World behind, but I mean, in 16 star with all of the really precise tricks that you see, especially the Fire Sea without reds, that can lose so much time. And look at RockChalk bonking right there in the stairs.
Overall, a pretty solid Dark World overall for him, though. Still is going to have a pretty decent lead because of Gainai messing around on the Lobby BLJ there.
And then Gainai having a bit of an issue with the pinwheel there. I'm not sure. I believe he was just a bit late getting to the pinwheel. I doubt he would have been going for Zaya Cycle, but almost looked like the pinwheel was in that position because of when he reached it.
Yeah, no, his movement was a little bit weird getting there. I think that's why the pinwheel was there. RockChalk with a nice Bowser throw, though, looking pretty routine. Overall, though, Gainai's Dark World, he finished it up pretty well, even though it had a weird beginning.
Yeah, and you can see just how much of an impact that LBLJ had based on his timer already being red, but nothing that is insurmountable whatsoever, as we've seen in so many other races.
Oh, absolutely. These first 5 minutes are really, if anything, a mind block for 16-star runners, because we've seen a lot of these races come really, really close at the end, even if there was a big difference with the Lobby BLJs. So the fact that these guys are so close, I think we're going to have a really interesting race going on here.
Right. We really haven't gotten into the meat of the stars. Like, for instance, RockChalk entering Womps now, gonna have to go for Owless and Cannonless here, which can both lose a pretty big amount of time if just one fail messes your mentality up. And then, of course, once you get down into the basement, Pillarless. And if you try to go for Lava Boost, that can cause issues as we've seen in the past. But RockChalk making quick work of Owless, so that's one of the two big Womp stars down. Let's see if he can get Cannonless just as smoothly.
Yeah, he made that look pretty routine. Honestly, that was a really clean Owless. Gainai finally going to be able to get into Womps, get this going as well. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for texture setup or the full setup here.
Let's see, he's... Oh, going for texture setup.
And... Oh, he didn't get it.
Miss.
That's the risk that comes with running texture setup, though, in races. To me, it just feels like it's a lot safer as Gainai's going for it as well. Oh, he's able to get it. But texture setup, it doesn't save enough time, in my opinion, to not go for the full setup. But then again, obviously, Gainai getting it, making it where my point seems mute. But RockChalk definitely going to lose some time there. Gainai isn't completely caught back up yet, but it's going to be a lot closer now because of that.
Yep, we see this, like, near synchronization, just a star apart, just about. And... like you were saying, you know, texture setup, it really depends on the runner. Some runners have an amazing degree of consistency with texture. And at the same time, RockChalk here, you know, getting a really good sock folder, but we've seen on decent numbers of occasions people failing that sock folder setup just for whatever reason. Maybe the downward tilt on the stick just wasn't quite right. Even though it's very, very consistent, it's not exactly 100%. So I can understand going for texture, especially if you're confident in it, like some of our really top runners are.
No, I could definitely see your point. Honestly, I think it just comes down to how you start you to doing the texture setup. We see RockChalk's going to be getting into the basement here, going to be going to SSL, going to be going for Pillarless, another really difficult trick. Let's see what he has. Gainai not too far behind, getting down to the basement now.
Let's see. Going for Tama Plus.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh.
Dude, okay.
That was very nice, honestly. Getting the Tama Plus. A little bit of a little struggle to get in there, the pyramid there at the end, but that was a really nice Pillarless. We'll see if Gainai goes for Tama as well.
Yeah, there's very little that you could ask for to be better than what RockChalk just got there. Even though it was a bit slow to clip into the pyramid, it still happened relatively quickly. But Gainai, unfortunately, taking a bonk there. Ooh. Can't even get a hold of the bomb. Kind of greased up, basically.
RockChalk getting a nice guy, shy guy, able to get this down star.
And Gainai going to go ahead and go for Talon S's backup there. Don't know if I've ever seen that up warp from Talon like that. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit funky. That was unfortunate for Gainai, though. Definitely going to be losing a lot of time there, just because RockChalk was able to get that Tama Plus. We'll see how he can bounce back here. You only get one more recovery here.
Yeah, and that's what's really bad about 16-star is as far as difficulty is concerned, is you just don't have backups. And Gainai here suffering from that, not even able to get up the hill for the top of the pyramid.
Trying to discover another secret slide here in SSL.
Yeah, just not exactly the best place to look. You know, as much as the sand textures kind of blend together, I don't think if there even was a secret, you'd be able to find it.
No, I would have to agree with you there. RockChalk getting his booty burned a little bit here. Going to be going for the bully star, it looks like. Definitely having a decent lead now. Oh, getting another burn, though. He's going to have to be careful with this bully.
Yeah, failing that long jump there, unfortunately. But ending up able to clap those bullies' cheeks, you know, maybe burning your own cheeks makes you better able to clap others. Gainai almost with the fall of shame there, but barely managing to stay on top of that fence. That definitely would have been extra shameful in this particular race with the delay he has. Rubbing up against that wall, losing just about all of his speed.
Looking like RockChalk's going to be going for the triple jump wall kick star here.
Yep. Missing the actual triple jump. Normally you see the wall kick just not get enough height, but...
Oh, again!
Yeah, he's just not getting far enough back on this setup. And... barely. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, that was scary there for a second.
Really lucky on his side, man. I don't think I've actually seen people fail that the third jump like that twice, but I mean, still very, very lucky he was able to finish it off just like that.
Yeah, usually they would take their time after that first burn, but he was going in for it.
And Gainai, perfect. just so much height. You could tell right after the wall kick that was good.
Now you could tell how confident he was going in there. RockChalk making the Reds look easy, as they should. He still has a decent lead. If he would have died there, though, Gainai would have been able to take the lead, or at least have been tied back up.
Yeah, very handy time save for Gainai there. Let's see how he's able to finish out the rest of LLL, though, as RockChalk going to be going into the volcano now. Going for that elevator. Gainai not quite able to get the bully off, but finally able to knock him off that platform.
Oh, going for lava boost.
Must be real confident in it, and we can see why. And not even grabbing the pole there. Wow, risking that little half second.
That was such beautiful movement there. That's exactly how you want to pull off lava boost. Very nice.
Yeah, must have invested just hours into practicing that. Just incredibly graceful movement from him.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what he can bring to the table.
We'll see if he decides to do lava boost as well as RockChalk is in HMC now. Yeah, gonna go for the elevator star, which I feel most of the time is probably the safe bet because lava boost is so difficult. RockChalk getting the triple jump box kick in HMC pretty easy.
And just landing right on the star, making it look, as you've said, and as I've said so many times, making it look so easy. RockChalk, you know, he's definitely put a lot of practice into a number of difficult strats in this game, but at the same time, there are just a few things that keep going wrong for him that keep costing him so much time.
Oh yeah, BLJs really were his killer in his first matchup, but it seems like he's in his flow right now. Definitely seems to have found some confidence since his last race. Gainai getting the triple jump box kicks relatively easy as well.
And that nice dive right into the star. Been seeing a lot more people be able to execute that. Used to, you'd see a lot of people just make the dive, but then land just short of the star and have to do a jump for it. But diving right into it saves about a second or so. And going ahead and grabbing the star from Todd. Let's see some Todd emotes in the chat.
Yes, Todd.
And gonna go ahead and do that nice little slide back into HMC and that little oil slick puddle.
Let's see how the boulder RNG is. Looking like it's going to be pretty nice to RockChalk. His friend's not going to bully him this time around.
Absolutely right. You know, that real recognizes real, and as such, RockNet recognizes Rock, I'm sure.
As one would expect. Looks like RockChalk is going to be able to wrap up HMC, go for Mips clip here. We'll see if he decides to go for the dive or the punch.
I would expect the dive, especially if he knows how close this race is. Yep. Nice and safe dive there. We have seen a couple of people miss that, but definitely more reliable than the punch grab setup.
Absolutely. And honestly, the punch doesn't seem to save enough time to make it where it's warranted to go for it. Oh, missing the first placement, though. Taking his time this time.
He's able to make his way totally through. It's real unfortunate when you see people accidentally either like me leave Mips on the other side or just end up going right back through the door by accident. But making those Mips clips pretty quickly. Gainai can save a little bit of time on that first one, but he's definitely still got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, gonna need a perfect Mips clip, really, to be able to save any viable time.
And so we see RockChalk going to be going for rear sub. Certainly understandable. Wouldn't be expecting anyone to go for front sub in a race like this right now.
Oh, absolutely not. Gainai getting that first Mips clip pretty easy. Let's see about the second door.
Okay.
It look nice.
Yeah, saving a couple cheeky seconds over RockChalk. If he has a really stellar Fire C and bits and a 50-star BLJ, he could pretty well turn this race around real quick. RockChalk barely short of that start, gonna eat a few frames of lag waiting to be able to roll out and jump again.
And what you were saying about Fire C and that 50-star BLJ rings so true. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get this fast cycle, especially with the pole glitch. If he doesn't get it and Gainai does, this race is going to almost be even right back up. And he's going to get the up warp. Very nice.
Yeah, definitely makes the early cycle a lot more viable. Let's see, able to miss the sarcophagus. We've seen multiple people end up just eating it under those sarcophagus stones, and it's rough to watch whenever that happens. But missing the wall kick there, he's gonna have to wait through the entire cycle all over again now. This is a pretty big moment for Gainai to be able to capitalize on.
If he's able to get the fast cycle here, he's gonna definitely be able to make up a decent amount of time. Seems like RockChalk is recovering though pretty decently. Gonna be able to get through this little side jump here and get into the fire Bowser.
Yeah, we see Gainai not bothering with the pole glitch, but let's see how his movement. Oh! Getting trapped under the sarcophagus. A death from both racers in Fire Sea. This is rough to watch now. This is not at all what you want to see. Gainai getting handed such a golden opportunity to make up a substantial amount of time, but the stones strike again. It must be another instance of Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse. Why would you do that to Gainai, man? Right when he had his chance, you had to bring up his tomb.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and especially in 16 star. Yeah, taking that real safe slide right there. In standard like 70 star, for instance, if you're able to make the lava boost cycle, you don't even have to worry about those stones. But in 16 star, you always have to worry about them. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Gainai, especially since he's really good as far as his BLJs. Probably would have been able to save a couple more seconds, but now he's gonna really have to hope that RockChalk either messes up these BLJs really bad or takes a death in bits.
Yeah, but as has been said many times, many ways, it's not over until it's over. And RockChalk, have a pretty substantial lead right now. Going to be getting this, okay, all the way through the door. Sometimes whenever they're not able to get through that door within the first 3 or 4 re-jumps, it can be kind of scary as far as whether they'll be able to get through on that attempt or have to start over again. But RockChalk making such short work of it that Gainai definitely has his work cut out for him, even if RockChalk does take a death in bits.
Yeah, RockChalk is seeming really, really confident. That little mess up in Fire Sea has only been his really only big substantial mess up in this race. Besides that, he's played really clean. Nice little triple jump there. That can always be a little bit scary at that angle. A lot of runners I've been seeing in the races have elected to kind of stop and take their time on that jump. But RockChalk really just kind of feeling himself right now.
Yep, definitely clear. Let's see, going to be going for moving left side. Looked almost like he was purposely trying to hide which side of the wall jump he was going for there.
He likes to keep you guessing, Electric.
Must be the case, Baz. Must be the case. So Gainai, unfortunately, making quick work there. Too little, too late. It would have been real nice for him to save that for one of the future races where it's a lot closer. But RockChalk could just be real bad luck with those Bowser throws. So Gainai could still have a chance, but definitely looks like this game is going to be going to the Hopscotch King RockChalk.
Yeah, it does appear that way. RockChalk, honestly, once you hit that first throw, usually you got the confidence to go the rest of the way. But who knows? Gainai hitting those fast BLJs in this first race might make it where he's a lot more confident going into it in the second or third race.
And 3 insta throws pretty much from RockChalk. Going to be finishing out with a cool 16.4x. Not bad as a race time at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Especially considering the Lobby BLJ early on and the Fire Sea mishap. Honestly, a very, very clean run. Oh, Gainai taking a huge fall there. Hate to see it. You can tell he's just... It's almost the opposite of what's going on with RockChalk. He's just kind of not really confident in what's going on right now. I think that the Lobby BLJ early on kind of shook him up. That's why the early on in the race, it's so important to be able to, even if you mess up once or twice, just get out of there clean. That Fire Sea death, obviously, though, being the real death of him.
Oh yeah, that would shake anyone up, and obviously Gainai not able to get past that very easily. And having, speaking of confidence, not even going for any of the wall kick strats. They're going for the, effectively, the bits with red strat of going all the way for the pole. So, let's see if after these Bowser throws, he's feeling himself a little bit better.
Bowser taking a swing.
And definitely not how you want to see a race like this end for Gainai.
Can't help but feel bad for Gainai with how this race has gone. You can tell he's frustrated. He's a much better runner than this. Like I said, both these guys run 70 star, both really impressive runners. It's unfortunate how this first race has gone for him. But if I know anything about Gainai, another miss.
And that rage pause, man, you just hate to see that.
Right when I was gonna say that if Gainai is the runner that I know that he is, that he would be able to bounce back. Probably should have kept my mouth shut. Oh. You really feel for him on the short one there. The accuracy was right on.
Yeah, gotta remind you of playing this as a kid and throwing him from about the middle of the star and not realizing that there's really no way to make that distance.
Oh, absolutely. I can remember my jaw dropping when Bowser stomped around and the platform became a star because I was just doing the little cheeky, slowly throw them around, get him really close, and then hit him.
Yup, and I still remember how excited I was when I finally landed that third throw. I can't tell you how many times I entered that fight, got 2 throws down, and just could not get that third.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, I can remember jumping up and down after finally beating it the first time.
Certainly a fight that will give you a run for your money, that is for sure. Pretty amazing how a fight in what's effectively the first 3D platformer can still give so much difficulty to this day.
Oh, absolutely. The throws in general in this game can really, really be a killer. I mean, and this is a kid's game. We have to keep that in mind. I mean, this game was not marketed for little kids, but I know a lot of us played this when we were really young. So think about the fact we were all trying to land those throws early on, and seeing that we're still having a hard time with it today, it's kind of crazy.
Yep, but okay, RockChalk gonna be taking race number 1 and about to be heading into second race here.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Gainai that he's able to pull off at least one of these races. You know, I feel like as far as confidence goes, once you get that 0 off next to your name, you're able to get a little bit more of a flow going forward.
Yep, and it definitely has to make you feel at least a little bit more confident knowing that you can still be able to take home the win point because being league races, whoever gets the actual W is going to get an extra point. So you can either walk away as a 3-1 or a 4-0. And, you know, RockChalk, knowing that he's just got to clinch one more and he's got 3 points under his belt, definitely got to be feeling at least a little bit less nervous now.
Oh, yeah, and especially since he was able to take 3 points in his first matchup. That's why I'm a little bit nervous for Gainai here. Hopefully he's able to just focus on playing the game, because I can imagine that he's frustrated. Like I was saying, I know that he's a much better runner than what he's been able to display in his races. I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting to see him bounce back in this race as we get Game 2 started.
Yep, now let's see here how exactly this run starts out. So, remembering how Gainai had so much trouble with those LBLJs, you know, that's probably going to be the first indication of how this run is going to go for him.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we'll have to see, too, as far as RockChalk. He had so much confidence going in that last race. There's nothing that'll humble you quicker than missing a lobby BLJ once or twice. Hopefully both runners get on their first try. Both have been really consistent with Lakitu skip. We'll see what happens here. Yep, both able to get it again. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, once you've practiced Lakitu skip enough, especially if you go for one of the slightly easier strats, it can feel like clockwork for you, especially with how many times you have to do it just to start a run. RockChalk with that ground pound instead of getting the BLJ though, but Gainai able to just like clip right outside the... Oh man,
yeah.
Very difficult to even attempt play-by-playing these LBLJs right now. Just so many different flops.
There we go. Got some sync going on here. That's what we like to see. Both getting in at the same time.
Yeah, let's see some Craigasm in the chat for that sync. Pretty beautiful. Side-by-side fire steeds. But RockChalk taking a burn there.
Able to get the backup pretty good there, though. Able to recover all right. Not going to be losing too much time to Gainai there. Almost sync back up again. Oh, taking a bonk on the Goomba.
Oh, man, just definitely turning into a bit of a comedy of errors. This looks like it may end up being a race won by little mistakes, unfortunately. But we'll just have to see both of them making decent cycles at the very least. So, Dark World, a little bit bobbly, you know, a little bit shaky. It must be on a slightly weak foundation, not quite built up to code, but both these guys able to get through without a death, and in a racing situation, that's really what your first and foremost concern is with Dark World.
Absolutely. It's nice to see only a couple of seconds separating these guys going into Bowser. Gainai able to get some confidence. Only thing going bad for him so far was that little Goomba bonk, but it happens to the best of us. Let's see how they do on their throws. Oh! Just
barely able to tap him in there. Man, you see these guys wanting to turn the stick as little as possible just for that little bit of extra speed, but I almost feel like he lost a bit of time just because of how long Bowser took to bounce into that bomb.
I would have to agree with you there. This race is getting already really close. Only about 3 seconds separating them now. Just about one Goomba bonk-sized hole separating these two.
Yup. Gainai definitely wishing that he was able to avoid that Goomba, almost certain. So let's see how Womps goes for both of these guys.
Yeah, we saw them both go for texture setup last time. We'll see if one of them decides to go with the full setup right away. I would have to imagine, though, they'd both probably stick to what they're most comfortable with. RockChalk put up a really solid Owless last time. We'll have to see how he does here.
And going for it first yet again, just wanting to get it out of the way. Very quick movement there, not wasting any time in that dive. Nice fence clip, just beautiful Owless right there. And meanwhile, Gainai with that very nice cannonless. So just side by side, the two hardest strats in Womps just checked off immediately.
Yeah, both of these guys showing off right away, getting into a good flow.
And they're going to be switching places here. Let's see how... Okay, RockChalk going for that texture setup as well. Looks like he pretty well always takes that very opening very slow, which you can't blame him for. Meanwhile, Gainai with that beautiful Owless himself.
Yeah, really nice to see both of them pull off those Womp tricks. Now just a pretty simple side flip star, and we'll be able to get into the basement. RockChalk being able to grab it pretty easy. Gainai as well. Gap looking to be about exactly the same as it was going into Womps.
Yep, now let's see how basement ends up treating them. This is really where we can see a lot of stuff happen, especially in SSL. Remember, I believe it was Gainai having a fair bit of trouble with the pillarless first time around, so could lose him a pretty good chunk of time again, or could be something that saves him if RockChalk does make his own set of mistakes.
Oh yeah, we saw RockChalk go for Tom Plus last time, and it was able to pay off for him, but it is risky. We're going to have to see if he's able to pull that off yet again. Hopefully both runners will just be able to get pillarless on their first time, and looks like RockChalk's going to be able to get it. Let's see.
Yeah, and yet again, Gainai having issues with the bomb, having to just throw it away. That's always rough to see, but just going to be grabbing the top of the pyramid star and just chugging right along.
Yep, you can't really hang on to that too long. Once you mess up on it, you really just got to throw it away and say, all right, we're going on to the next attempt. Got the backup pretty nicely. We'll see what he does here. Able to grab the bomb. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Oh, and then the
death there. Yeah, Commentators curse just not holding any punches back this time around. Definitely just waiting for chat to explode whenever they see that. Just a terrible death to take. And, you know, it looked like he was going to be able to keep up pretty well. No! Wasting another bomb. Just going to have to go for Talon this time. At least he does have the backup, though. You always hate to see them having to respawn the bomb.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. I mean, he had a really nice bomb grab on that last one before taking the death. RockChalk looking like he's going to be able to wrap up SSL here and move on. I've been kind of distracted by Gainai with these pillarless mess-ups, unfortunately, but RockChalk getting out of there pretty cleanly, going to be going into Lethal Lava Land.
Now, let's see if he's able to make just as short work of this level as he did last time, and how those triple jump dives triple jump wall kicks decide to treat him. But Gainai just cannot make his way out of SSL at the moment.
Oh, RockChalk taking a death! This might be what Gainai needs. He really needs RockChalk to do that maybe about one more time. Gonna be able to grab the bomb. Can't get turned the right way.
Man, if I were Gainai, I'd be really, really tempted to just go for lava boost and elevator start now at this point.
I would have to agree with you, especially after he struggled with it in the first race as well. Oh man, taking another L on the bomb again. RockChalk being able to get the bully. At what point do you just admit to yourself, you know, like, okay, I'm having a hard time with this. I gotta go on. Oh, it's the bomb again.
I would say right now, but just will not give it up. Must be the 5th or 6th attempt for him. Just sad to watch at this point. RockChalk trying to give him at least a little bit of wiggle room, but just not taking it at all, and not able to take this bomb either. What is his plan here? What is
RockChalk able to get that triple jump? I really just feel like at some point you have to move on and do something else. I mean, you kind of have to swallow your pride a bit and admit that it didn't go well.
And taking yet another death, same exact point. You know, I almost felt that coming. Gainai just needs to. Oh, and he just cannot take no for an answer. Man, this will be really rough to see if he's still in SSL by the time RockChalk makes his way to HMC. It looks like he's just about done with this bomb shenanigans.
Oh,
finally able to. Oh!
Exploring the pyramid.
Okay, finally able to make his way in there. Very afraid that he was going to end up just falling all the way through the other side. Man, how 3-star deficit now, almost a death sentence, entirely written in 16-star.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's basically strapped into the electric chair already. The warden's just got to throw the switch at this point. It's rough to see. Rough to see.
Oh, especially when you have another race coming on after this, you know, not even to mention Gainai has a 70-star matchup later on tonight. I feel like you have to be able to just put that past you. But he was able to get it. 16-star is such a wacky category that you never know what's going to happen. RockChalk making pretty decent work of HMC so far. He's been pretty clean. Kind of been getting distracted by Gainai a little bit, haven't been able to, messing up a little bit on the movement there.
Good. But able to make it work next time. But, I mean, you know, and what's really bad is Gainai's going to have to do pillarless in that 70-star race later on as well. Really afraid of how that's going to go for him later on, and even just in the next race here.
Absolutely. What's so unfortunate is that they were really, really close. This was, coming into the basement, a 3-second difference. And, well, we saw RockChalk get pillarless on his first try, and that's the difference now. Is Gainai getting bullied a little bit before he's able to knock him down into the lava. Can't help but feel a little bit sad about what happened. About a 4-star difference right now.
And not even just a little bit sad, but very, I mean, just this could have been a much closer race than it is, but RockChalk still not at bits yet, so there is still an ample opportunity for a number of things to go wrong. Remember, he did take a death in Fire Sea last race, so could see a mistake like that yet again.
Oh, absolutely, and you never know. Mips could clip himself into the 30-star door and you could lose him. You could accidentally go into wet dry world. We've seen crazier things happen with races before.
Yeah, but that's really the beautiful thing about races is, unlike standard runs where you just reset if something starts going terribly wrong, you just have to go with whatever happens in a race, and that ends up leading to some pretty chaotic occurrences.
Oh, absolutely. And if anything, you really get a true idea of the runners that you're watching. Like, nobody is going to be able to question Gainai's heart after watching what just happened. You can tell he was really, really determined to get that trick. He has not hesitated to just keep jumping back in. I feel like a lot of people, they see that happen to themselves, and obviously, you know, you reset or you just tell your friend, all right, that race is over, we're moving on. But Gainai refusing to give up here. RockChalk made good work of Mips Clip, able to go into DDD here as we see some Todd grabbing from Gainai.
Yep, and so Gainai still has a couple of stars left to grab in HMC, but RockChalk going to be making his way into Fire Sea. Just got to grab a little quick detour star off of a sub. You know, I've always thought that this submarine was kind of a out of place thing in this game. I wonder if the sub was just part of a tech demo and Nintendo just wanted to throw it into a level.
That's actually a really good theory. I could totally see that. You know, they had a sub and they're like, just slap Bowser's face on the side of it. Well, just here we go. They just wanted to throw in another water level in SM64, and they were just like, I got the perfect thing for this.
Yeah, they gotta have the standard boat water level with Jolly Roger Bay, and then they gotta have this water fortress thing. I mean, I'm not gonna question it. And
nice up warp there.
Yeah, RockChalk putting himself in optimal position for early cycle yet again, but remember last time missing that wall kick cost it for him. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful side flip to make quick work of that first ramp, and not even go. Yeah, I don't blame him whatsoever. Definitely not going to lose as much time as making that same mistake again, but having a little bit of an issue lining up that first long jump there and just eating the lag for a bit before able to get that lag reduction cam.
You'd have to think that he sees that he's in the lead a little bit. Can't tell if he's watching or not, but definitely was playing a little bit safe there in Fire Sea. But after what happened last time, can't really blame him. Gainai able to get the first MIPS clip, not even messing with the wall kick there. Able to get into Dire Dire Docks. Let's see if RockChalk can land this throw.
And it's a good throw. Bowser in the Fire Sea, you know, it's a throw you really don't want to miss, but the fact that you only got to make one makes it at least a little bit less anxiety producing.
Oh, absolutely. And you're also really close to the bomb, so you only have to do one rotation. It's the easiest yet scariest throw that you got to do in the whole game. Gainai is really going to have to hope for RockChalk to just have an absolute meltdown on BLJs or bits here to have a real shot at coming back. But we did see Gainai get really fast BLJs in the first race, so if RockChalk does mess around a little bit, don't be surprised if Gainai can make it a little bit closer here at the end. As RockChalk gets... Oh!
No, okay,
wow.
Not quite able to get through, even though he got that catch on the first try. You know, you don't see that super often. Gainai, meanwhile, getting, having a little bit of a bobble on the elevator. Don't believe early cycle is still on the table for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, really unfortunate. He really needed that. RockChalk, that was really weird. Ooh,
he's good for early cycle. Barely, but manages to make it. Meanwhile, RockChalk going to be making his way into bits, so Gainai needing RockChalk to make some pretty substantial mistakes, and even then still has his work cut out for him, but certainly not yet impossible.
Definitely not, although RockChalk playing super confidently right now. He got those BLJs pretty easily, that the infinite staircase getting it on his first try. This movement looking pretty clean right now. We'll see if Gainai is able to land this Fire Sea throw.
And gonna be moving a bit to the left there, but failing, diving all the way back down to about the halfway point in the level. Could be what Gainai needs, especially if this manages to rattle RockChalk's cage at least a little bit.
Gainai was able to land that first throw. He's gonna go for moving left again. Able to get it this time.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
Watching them do moving left or moving right is so impressive to watch. It's just honestly, the movement for bits is absolutely beautiful when done correctly.
Yep, and the moving right side especially, really any of the jumps in this game that involve having to make yourself get, so like either wall jump from underneath an awning, like what you do there, or like in the case of Wamp's Fortress in the middle of the 100, where you're having to jump up from a platform and move out to your left just enough so that you can get on top of the platform that initially formed a roof over you. Like there are just so many precise jumps that involve Mario's ability to almost slide past textures sometimes. Just like Bowser sliding past that bomb's exceptionally huge hitbox.
Absolutely. Oh, it looks like he's going to hit the second one, though. As Gainai is able to get into bits, RockChalk going to have to miss quite a few throws here. but it's looking like he's going to land it and take game 2 and take the set. So he's looking at least 3 points coming out of here. Oh, this Gainai is going to take a fall.
Yeah, that's, already race not going super well for him, and that's certainly not anything you'd want to see to cap it off either.
We'll see if he's able to wrap up this race, though. Oh, the rage pauses are real, and I cannot blame him. He is just... luck is not on his side right now.
No stirry, and, maybe he'll be able to pull some luck out of his hat for race 3, but you certainly want to see at least some sort of improvement for him before he has to go into that 70-star race later on.
Absolutely. Or honestly, we just really would like to see him get on the board right now. I mean, RockChalk's walking out of here with 3 points, but Gainai can still get a point towards his total by winning this last race here, as he's going to take another fall as he was attempting to do moving left side. But he would be ahead of quite a few. Honestly, there's been a lot of 3-0s and 2-1s that have happened so far. If he was able to pull off this last race, he would not be all the way at the bottom. He would still have an opportunity to come back and work his way up the ranks. Hard to see a lot of positive endings, though, starting off with 0 points after 2 matchups. Don't want to see that. Hopefully Gainai able to get some more confidence going for himself, especially having a 70-star race later on tonight.
Right, and I mean, RockChalk's performance has certainly been stellar, but it's really unfortunate to see Gainai making so many mistakes, because that he has the potential to do a lot more damage to RockChalk, and just unfortunately unable to.
Absolutely, and I think what's so crazy about it is, even although Gainai obviously has been having a difficult time, we're still able to see in his moments where he plays well. He plays really, really well. He has some really great movement, and you can see those glimpses even when he's struggling of why he is one of the best SM64 players.
And let's see, having an issue again with being able to get Bowser off of that bomb hitbox. And, it's really wild how wide the hitboxes are, and yet how you can still manage to miss them pretty significantly a lot of the time.
Yeah, these last throws, just short that time. These hitboxes are really big for this final Bowser, but you have kind of another element that you don't really have as much as he misses another throw in the other two, where you have to be worried about height and distance. Because we see a lot of runners missing just short on this last throw, and you're throwing from the middle of the stage. Have to get in at least a couple of rotations to be able to get him there. Finally able to hit that last throw. Going to be looking at about a mid-20 here.
And so we got one more matchup between these two guys. Gainai seemed to have almost had an issue with getting into that star, just running the opposite way, looked like.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit of a bounce back from Gainai. At the very least, get some confidence flowing before he has a 70-star race tonight.
Yep, but these guys about to be off, making sure that their new file is ready to play.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a glimpse as far as how close this race could have been going into the basement. Once that second pillarless mess up happened from Gainai, you could tell that he definitely was frustrated, and RockChalk was playing really consistent in that first race. He's played very well in the first 2 races. We'll have to see if he's able to stay as steady, if they're both able to get over that mental block that is Lobby BLJ again.
Yeah, and especially with those huge mistakes from last time in LBLJ, it's going to be interesting to see how they cope this time around.
Absolutely. Just want to remind everybody, while we are in between games, we have some more epic SM64 matchups coming on later today. We have JJ and Gainai in that 70-star race that we were talking about here in a couple of hours, as well as tonight we have Cheese and Ouija matching up in 16 star. Gonna be a matchup for the ages, guys. Should be really fun to watch. Also, if you guys have not checked out any of the Mario Kart races yet, or the Battle for Bikini Bottom, we have some of that going on today as well. Got some really interesting stuff going on. Some really difficult tricks Electric and I were talking about earlier with Battle for Bikini Bottom. If you have not checked those out, even if you don't run the game or really watch the game, you should swing by and check it out sometime. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, even if you have no real experience with the game, it's a very fluid, fast-looking speed run, and it involves so much sequence breaking, and yet it still just fits together so well. It's a very technical run and just a treat to watch from beginning to end.
Absolutely, especially since Battle for Bikini Bottom is such a reset-heavy game, similar to SM64. It's been interesting to see how the runners have had to adjust when they've messed up, since there is so many little technical tricks that I have to do as we're getting ready to kick off this game too. About to get started here in a second.
Yeah, but so they got the countdown running in the DMs. Here we go for the last of the 4 points. Is RockChalk going to walk away with all 4, or is Gainai going to be able to pull some magic out and steal that last one for himself?
Both racers have done pretty well as far as getting Lakitu skip throughout, so hopefully they'll be able to pull it off again here. I do feel like it's a matter of time, not to curse anything, before somebody falls into the moat, though, and that will be the day. That will be the day.
Yep, I don't know if I've ever actually seen that one personally, but I would not put it outside of the realm of possibility. I've seen much weirder things, so anything that can happen in this game will happen someday. You just got to watch enough of it.
Absolutely, especially with how much you commentate, my man. It's a matter of time before you see it pop up on your screen.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some pretty strange occurrences. That is for sure. This game still has a pretty good amount of secrets left under its hood, I think.
Well, I mean, with how big the community is and how often people are playing it, we just keep on having new trick discoveries. Oh, Gainai not able to get into the pillar there. Both guys in there now. And it looks like... oh! RockChalk not able to get it. Gainai able to pull it off, though. Gonna be getting in a Dark World just a little bit earlier than RockChalk.
And earlier than any of his previous runs, so we'll see if he's able to capitalize on this really, really well.
RockChalk building up some speed there. Oh, going outside. Enjoying the view. Gainai having a pretty clean early start to this Dark World. Able to pick up those first few reds pretty easily. Anytime that he picks up now from RockChalk not getting in is just icing on the cake for him.
Yep, and looks like he's going to be nearly a full Dark World ahead, even if RockChalk gets this next LBLJ first attempt.
Yeah, Gainai having a pretty clean Dark World. It's nice to see him bounce back a little bit. Very, very fast start here as RockChalk still not able to get in there. Alright, he's got the speed. Able to get in there. Like you said, gonna be about an entire Dark World behind.
Yep, and that's always rough to see. That's for sure. But, I mean, as we've already seen in a number of other races, and to an extent in these races here, it's really not over until it's over, and there's a lot of run left for these guys to make a pretty significant number of mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. And in no way to be negative, Gainai has definitely struggled with pillarless in the last 2 races. And just a mess up or 2 on that alone could be enough to get RockChalk right back in.
Yep, now we see Gainai heading into Womps as RockChalk just now spawning that red coin star from Bits, Bowser in the Dark World. So, gotta see Gainai do well on these coming up strats, Owlless, Pillarless, Pillarless too.
Yes.
But,
wishing him good luck early.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts in Womps, though. That is the first place that you have to... Ooh. Kind of risky what that texture setup looked like, but it's good. Very nice.
Hey, that's why he takes his time with it. The adjustment, I was scared for him for a minute. I thought he was going to be just barely off. Able to get it, though, as RockChalk lands that first throw. Gainai going to be going for Owlness now. Has a pretty sizable lead early on. We'll see if RockChalk's able to bounce back, though.
Yeah, this is the type of gameplay that we've been wanting to see this whole time. But Gainai, speaking just a tad too soon, Gainai failing that Owlness, but still has a good lead and going to be able to maintain at least part of it.
Yeah, that was a really nice recovery. Hate to see that happen. That's what I kind of call a fake Owlness, where it looks like you're going to have just enough, and you just barely ride your way off of there. Interesting to see the little sliding animation pop up on a flat platform, though.
Right? I mean, there are a lot of little things in this game that just... The little quirks just give it so much character. Like, anytime you end up doing a Tony Hawk style grind on any surface, it's always a little bit of a treat, the way that Mario just sounds like he's trying to do a BLJ, but not quite.
I totally get what you're saying. That little 50-50 grind he does?
Yep.
Gotta love that. As Gainai is able to get into the basement here, the best start he's had to a race so far today. RockChalk going for texture setup here. Able to get it.
Yeah, might even save just a little bit of time over Gainai there, just because of Gainai having to do that adjustment. But not enough to reclaim the lead just yet. Still has another star to collect in Womps. Now let's see how Gainai's Pillarless goes.
Moment of truth.
And it's good!
Nice.
No worries from Gainai's side just yet. Very near synchronized star grabs, but Gainai in a much better position than we would have predicted in either of these past races.
Oh, absolutely. And that is a huge relief to him, considering how that last race was going. And honestly, that's the confidence that he really is going to need going forward. I think that was going to be a really big moment for him. If he missed it, we could have ended up seeing him miss it a few more times, but Gainai showing why he's one of the best players, able to just shake that off in the next race and bounce back pretty good, as we see RockChalk getting into SSL here. Gainai has a pretty decent lead right now. Just has to keep on doing what he's doing, as we see RockChalk going for... Oh! And he's going to get blown up right in his face. Probably going to back up with Talon Star here. Nope, just going to do the pyramid. Oh, wow.
Beautiful sync.
Yeah, that was really nice. I'm used to seeing people back up missing Pillarless with the Talon Star. Do you know anything about that?
I think they mainly will do it if they don't lose too much time on the actual Pillarless attempt. Not a good place to have to throw away a bomb. I think the biggest reason they do that, though, is because Talon is on a cycle. If you're able to use Talon as a backup there, you're leaving yourself shining atop the pyramid as a more consistent backup for later on. And by meeting Talon up on top of the pyramid, if you do happen to miss him, you do also still have that shining atop the pyramid start to collect.
Yeah, unfortunately, having to go over and wait at the pillar that time, since he had already used his other backup, really gonna need to get it here.
Yeah, RockChalk having the same luck on plus that Gainai was having earlier. Looks like a complete reversal of fortunes, as Gainai making quick work of triple L.
Yeah, that triple jump wall kick that he did a second ago is very nice. RockChalk not as unfortunate as what happened last time, but it's going to just be enough to make it where Gainai can extend that lead. Going to go for the bully star here. Able to get it. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, much cleaner than last time, gotta say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That little flip. Ooh.
I don't think I've seen anyone destroy those blocks like that before, but at least not taking a death there. Small miracles. Small miracles.
Small miracles, absolutely. I think if you would have told him coming in, hey, you're going to be really clean on the first 10 stars, but you're going to lose some platforms and burn your bum, he would have taken that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it's a compromise I wouldn't have taken. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Besides that, he's had a fairly clean run so far.
No huge mistakes to be upset about, really. Just little minor bobbles here and there, but as far as races go, been a very, very solid one from Gainai.
Oh,
but missing the
foreshadowing!
platform there. Oh no! What a rough death to take right at the top of the volcano like that, giving RockChalk a pretty significant opening. Let's see if he decides to try that one again and just be more careful with the rollout. Looks like he is. That rollout has destroyed so many runs, and this one may not be an exception, unfortunately.
Couldn't help but feel in my heart like that was just a matter of time. Like things were just going too smoothly, and we were like, wow, watch how smoothly Gainai is playing. Like, right as we were giving him credit, Commentators curse coming in with a full body blow there.
Yep, just seems to consistently be in full effect, but nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. So RockChalk going to be going now for his own inside the volcano star. Lava boosting yet again.
Oh,
but then missing the wall kick there. Oh, barely making it back onto the platform in time while Gainai moving on to HMC. Let's see, going to be going for elevator instead. Smart choice, smart choice. Doesn't have enough health to actually do lava boost again.
Yeah, unfortunate for RockChalk. Definitely could have made up some time had he been able to get that. Right as we're giving him credit, too, again, for having a nice lava boost.
Yeah, RockChalk just seems unable to actually take a compliment, has to make his gameplay reject it.
Yeah, runners really wishing Commentators would keep their mouth closed. Goes against their contract, though. Have to keep on talking. Gainai, gonna just nice little simple star here. Haven't seen a lot of people take the left side movement there for that. Just, you know, doing that little side flip right there, a lot safer, as RockChalk is gonna get the box.
So we're coming up pretty soon to Fire Sea on Gainai's end. So what are you thinking? Are you thinking that he's going to be able to clinch this point out, or you think something's going to happen that's going to cause him to lose this third race to RockChalk?
I think we're going to see something very similar to how RockChalk played Fire Sea in the last race, where, you know, Gainai knows that he's had a fairly solid run besides that death. I don't know, again, we can never tell if the runners are watching the stream or not. I feel like we're going to see him play it fairly safe, especially towards the end. Can't afford to take another death in Fire Sea, but I would predict he's going to play it safe. We'll have to see what happens, though. Getting the MIPS grab, fixing the funky angle into another funky angle. There he goes. Gonna be able to get it as RockChalk about to finish up HMC. What's your guess here, Electric? What would you do if you were in Gainai's shoes here? Do you go for the up warp pole glitch?
I would say so. I mean, especially if you're confident in it, which, based on his first run strats, not sure how confident he is in first try wall glitch, but if he is able to get that pole glitch near instantaneously, I would go for it if I were him.
It's just such a big time save if you're able to get that fast cycle, and when you do land the pole glitch, that fast cycle is just a million times easier. Can't really risk losing the 10 seconds, I guess.
Right, and it's one of those things where it makes something else easier if you succeed, but it makes it nearly impossible if you fail. But Gainai making quick work of the submarine, going to be making his way into Fire Sea.
As RockChalk was able to finish up that MIPS clip pretty well. Not too big of a time difference here. Probably, definitely gonna just be playing it safe from here on out since he burned his bum there.
Yeah, not really any other option at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, RockChalk is gonna have an opportunity to save a decent amount of time. Oh, as he's gonna take a fall there.
Camera angle just not cooperating.
Yeah, should still be able to make the normal cycle. RockChalk being able to get the star DDD pretty routinely. Besides that little mess up at the beginning and missing fast cycle, Gainai had a fairly solid fire C. We'll have to see if RockChalk's able to pull off this pole glitch, make up some time before BLJ's. Ooh! He's
able to get the glitch at least. Let's see if he's able to finish off the rest of this strat.
This is the type of move that can make it where you can come back in a race. This is going to be a big boy move here as Gainai lands the throw. Oh!
Oh! Barely missing that early cycle. That is so rough.
Yeah, that's killer. Going for the rage pause there, making us think he's going to save and quit just for a second. Pulling at the heartstrings. Gainai able to get out of the course there is RockChalk. Gonna be going for the Bowser throw. Gainai's BLJs have been pretty solid so far. RockChalk gonna need to hope that he misses it at least a couple of times. But again, the difference is not too big here. Like, it might seem like Gainai is ahead by a lot here, but all it takes is, you know, one bonk in bits knocking you down, messing up BLJs just a couple of times, and RockChalk getting on his first one.
Yeah, so many minor mistakes that can cost you so much in this game.
Absolutely. And we were talking about Bowser throws as Gainai is able to get the 50-star door on his third try. Missing one throw can lose you so much time. And once you miss that first one, it feels like they come in bunches, you know? But Gainai going for the infinite staircase, able to get it here. RockChalk gonna need some pretty fast BLJs to make up any time. Nice BLJ there by RockChalk. Gainai making his way through bits pretty well so far.
Yep, he's very well on track to be able to beat RockChalk to the end here, but will he be able to carry this momentum on until the bitter end?
Playing it really safe.
Yep. I can't say I've seen that super often in this league yet, but I mean, especially with those mistakes earlier, I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, especially if he is watching what's going on, thinking to himself, okay, if I play this safe, I can wrap this up, I can get a point, I've played well, there's no reason to risk it doing a moving left to right side.
And so, we're going to be entering that Bowser fight probably a good 2 throws ahead of RockChalk. So we're going to need to make sure that he's able to grab Bowser and spin him pretty handily here.
RockChalk making some good movement through, though, as Gainai lands his first throw. Having pretty fast bits getting that moving left side. Oh.
Okay, 2 throws. And that's game. Gainai with 1 win to RockChalk's 2. Gainai with a 17-18 is what it looks like that time will be.
Nice to see, just 1 second off there. But looks like Gainai is going to be able to get himself a point. Going to get the 0 off of his name. We like to see that. Definitely going to get some confidence going for that 70-star race. You know, he really kind of showed us in that last race what he's really capable of. Those first 2 weren't really accurate to the level of player that he is. Nice to see him be able to bounce back. RockChalk landing that final throw. Going to be looking at a low 18 here. All right. Gonna finish up with an 18:04. We had a pretty solid set of races there. Gainai able to get some confidence going. Excellent race there at the end. RockChalk, you know, did really well. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. It mirrored what happened in his first matchup. As RockChalk joins us in the call. How you doing, RockChalk?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. That was something.
Yeah,
Yep, I
that
mean-
last race was definitely interesting.
Yeah, I like how they got progressively worse. This is like a trend I have in these races where either like last week I locked it up in 2 games, and then or if I'm playing somebody that I know I'm gonna lose to, it's like I get complacent before it even starts, and I'm sorry, my dog's going crazy, and I play way worse. So hopefully I can fix that.
Yeah, it's strangely mimicked. I made a comment to Electric about it. Your race that you had last week,
Yeah,
where you won those first 2, and then it just seemed like that third race you didn't play like your normal self. On the opposite side, Gainai, you did a really nice job bouncing back in that third race. What was going through your mind there on that last one?
I don't know. I was on PB pace at the first part, and I was watching the stream. I saw that Rock was having trouble with LBLJ, and I just knew I had to play well now because that was like my only shot at winning a game. So I tried my best, and in Lethal Lava Land I was really scared because that death, yeah, it was really unnecessary and cost a lot of time. But in the end, I still played okay, I guess. But yeah, I'm really glad I got a win because I didn't really think I would get one.
Yeah, it was
And-
nice. Go ahead, Electric. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I mean, aside from those, it really seemed to be like a few mistakes that cost a pretty big amount of time, but overall, really, really stellar gameplay. Definitely glad to see you able to pick up at least one win through that.
Yeah, the first games were kind of, I don't know. I wasn't really disappointed because I didn't expect much because my last races were pretty much the same. I played against Spinny and I got destroyed. But yeah, I don't think I've gotten a 17 so far in 2 games. Well, 6 races, and which is kind of sad, but yeah, I'm just glad that I could play decently for 1 game.
We're certainly glad as well. Now, I did want to ask, in that second race, with all those issues with Plus, what was going through your head, and in particular, what was making you keep trying it instead of just going on to a different star and a different level?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea why I kept trying it. I just wanted to get it, and
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
hard to not.
Yeah, it's hard to not do
pride.
Time Plus. I don't know. I don't even know what my options would have been. I could have taken the shell, but I was just so confident that I could get it that try, and then I couldn't get it, and then I just tried again and tried again, and I think I lost over 2 minutes there.
Yeah, pretty rough time loss, but looks like it ended up, at least in the third race, working out in your favor at least, which is great to see. So, I mean, GG's to both of you guys. Great racing, and can't wait to see what comes next from y'all. Fads, did you have anything else for these guys?
No, congratulations, guys, on both picking up a win here. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do. Guy and I'll be interested to see what you do in your 70-star race here in a couple hours.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, good luck.
I'm really excited. Thanks, Rock, and GG to you again.
Yeah, GG.
All right, and with that, don't go anywhere. We've got our Battle for Bikini Bottom race in just a bit. That is going to be between Jackalaka and Pixelated Chaos. If you've never seen a battle run before, don't go anywhere. I promise it's exciting. And of course, more SM64 directly following that and later on tonight. And again, I'm Electric, and with me co-commentating has been Spooky Baz. Congrats on your first comms, man. Went really well.
Thanks, man. I was definitely nervous, and I felt like I jumped over you a couple times. I apologize for that, but I had a lot of fun, and thank you for having me here in the booth.
Absolutely, and no jumping whatsoever. And one last time, GG's to both of our racers and to all our viewers out there. Thanks for watching, and we hope you stick around.